YouTube friends, this is Elizabeth J with an S, and it's been a really long time since I have actually recorded something related to my planner. I can't honestly even remember the last time that I did something, and I'm trying a new setup with my video situation, so that's why I'm kind of at an angle and I might not always be looking at the camera when I'm narrating. But really, I just use my MacBook and my iPhone to shoot video, so it's just basic equipment, and so I'm just trying a different program and some different things to see how it works, so like you can see me while I'm shooting instead of just looking at the stuff. Anyway, this is my teacher planner. I wanted to talk about how I've been using it. We're almost at the end of the first term of school, and it's been a while. It's been a hectic year. I'm sure most of you who may be teachers out there are feeling it. In all honesty, I feel like this year is even worse than last year when we were virtual entirely or even hybrid. I found that with virtual and hybrid, it was more intensive planning, but now the planning is fine. It's just the actual being in school and the school structures and dealing with children who, I don't want to say necessarily have been affected by COVID, but the whole pandemic situation has certainly affected their developmental process, and honestly, the parents. I feel like some of them also, some of their hidden underlying issues that may have been under control before have certainly sprung to the surface. Anyway, moving on from that, let's take a look at how I've been using my teacher planner. This is an Erin Condren Teacher Planner, and I am just going to go through how I actually do use it, and maybe it will be helpful to some of you. I am someone that needs to plan. Once I've planned, then basically I'm good to go. So anyway, I did buy the cover because I do walk around with my planner, and I just wanted to keep the plastic covers as clean as possible. So what's inside looks like this. I just keep it very minimal because I don't want to have to carry around a ton of stuff. I'm sometimes carrying my laptop with me or my iPad with me, and then my backpack can get kind of heavy. So I have some of these Erin Condren Post-it notes. This came free with the purchase of the planner, so that was nice. And it fits nicely in there. These are just some tabs. I haven't really used them much, but sometimes I do. Just to write myself a note as a nice fancy reminder. It fits nicely in this little pouch. And then this is the pen that I use in my planner. This is the only pen that I use in my planner. You will see some other pens from a previous, different things that I was trying out. But this is a Micron 01. I have really big handwriting, and also when I write just my normal handwriting, it gets really messy. So I just wanted the thinnest point I could possibly find to keep it at least fairly okay, looking fairly nice, which is why I do what I do, because my handwriting is a bit messy, shall we say. Okay, so here's the planner. Honestly, I can't remember if I did an unboxing video or not. It's been so long, so if I haven't, oh well. So here is I did get the mid-century circles, which I really like. Let's move this to the side. We won't really need that anymore. And here's the planner. And this is what I am doing. So this is let me just zoom in. So this is what I have been doing that really seems to be working for me. So next week is week 13 of our term. I think we have like 16 weeks or something like that. We end on the 10th of December, which is really awesome. And then I'll be flying out to visit my family on the 11th. I only have 3 weeks, and I have to come back a little bit early to do a COVID test and all of that stuff. So I wanted to maximize on my family time. So anyway, it's week 13. I just actually finished doing the planning. Is this even in focus? I'm just looking at my screen. Okay, yeah, it's in focus. I know the lighting is a little strange in front of a window, and it's a bit cloudy, so it's not super shiny. Anyway, however it is, I apologize. This is how it's going to be. I don't really have time to shoot and edit a lot of video because of how I'm doing my planning and what I'm doing in school this year, which I'll explain. All right, so basically I decided that I needed to use 2 spaces for each lesson plan. I just like the look of that. I know that these planners are set up for, I feel more set up for primary school teachers. And I have looked at other planners, but I just really like the Erin Condren Planner. I've tried digital planning. I've tried everything. But I just always keep coming back to this. Paper quality is awesome. Just the layout and the spacing. So anyway, I'm back here and I'm just modified it to do how I want it. So I don't really use the days of the week for my planning per se. So the way I have things set up is I have my sections of the students that I teach. So I teach in the British system. So I have year 9, 8, and 7 students. I teach one section of year 9 and I see them twice a week. So this is the first lesson. This is the second lesson. I teach 2 sections of year 8 biology, and they're on the same schedule. So I have 2 lessons with them. So right now, every week is the same. My lesson 1 for both is the same, and my lesson 2 for both is the same. So that makes it simple. I just do one lesson plan for biology for the week, and then I will just tick box when I've finished teaching it, and I can make myself some notes about what I might need to do or not do for a particular class. I also teach one section of year 8 bio. So that's now a separate lesson plan. That's also twice a week. So since I only teach one class, then that's that. So that's year 8. And then I have year 7s. And this is set up a little bit differently. Year 7s have what's called science, and it's broken up into 2 lessons of physics a week and then 2 lessons of the bio/chem. The way that I do it is I do a half year of bio and a half year of chemistry. I really do not think that students having one lesson of biology and then one lesson of chemistry a week is fruitful for their education. Nothing will stick. Also, if they miss a lesson, then they've missed an entire week. I mean, that just doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, that's how they've set it up at my school. So anyway, I teach 2 out of the 3 classes physics. So that's here. They're on the same lesson 1, lesson 2 situation. So that's here. And when I finish each one, I just do the tick box. Now for the biology section, which is what we're doing right now, they're a little bit off because of holidays and things like that came up. So what I did was I separated out each class and I teach all 3 of them. And they're lesson 1, lesson 2, and then I have my little tick boxes. I just like seeing the ticks because it helps me know that I've accomplished something. So maybe that's something that you can use to just kind of help you like organize yourself. So that's this. Now I color code my classes, as you probably can tell. So this is my year 9 bio, year 8 bio, year 8 chemistry, year 7 bio, year 7 physics. And you can see that I have typed all my lesson plans because, as I said, my handwriting is crap, as you can see from where I've actually written things. So what's the rest of this space? What do I use it for? Well, along the top, I use to just indicate when I'm having meetings. The day of the week doesn't actually matter, so it's just in order of when I have the meetings, and I start it on the second slot because I'll explain what this one is for in just a minute. So next week, I'm going to have a faculty meeting at 4:30 on Tuesday. All those meetings are on Zoom, so I just come home and do some stuff while I'm in the meeting, unless I'm taking the minutes, and then I'm just typing away as it goes. So if I had other meetings, I would just add to those. Then I do careers. I'm a career counselor for our senior students, that is year 12 and year 13, and basically it's like a guidance counselor in the US. So helping them figure out what universities and colleges they want to apply to, and then taking them through the application process. So this column, I do coordinate with the days of the week, because I actually only meet the students physically in class once a week. So we have a careers lesson with the students once a week. It's myself and the other careers counselors, which there are 3 other career counselors. So we do it together. And so we have both sections are on Mondays. They're back to back, the last 2 lessons of the day. And so on Mondays, period 7 and 8, we've got the year 12s, and then followed by the year 13s doing whatever they're going to be doing. So then I also do careers for what we call IFY, International Foundation Year. One of the things that in the British system, in order to attend British university, you have to have either attended a British curriculum international school, or take what they call a foundation year. It's like that transitional year to kind of make sure that they're getting, that they won't fail at university. So this is for international students. So we do have students from the local Kenyan education system that come to school after they have finished their 12 years of Kenyan education, and they take this IFY for a year, this International Foundation Year. And so I see them typically once a week on Wednesdays. And again, it's just the university process, helping them do the applications, answering questions, helping them with their essays and personal statements and things like that. So that's typically on Wednesday. This week, however, they're taking what are called mock exams. Mock exams are like the practice exams, and usually those are about halfway through the year for these guys, because they have such a condensed syllabus that has to fit into a whole year. We usually do their mock exams a little bit earlier than we normally would. So next week, actually this is Sunday, so this week, I'm not going to have careers lesson with them because they are having mock exams during that time period. And I will be doing invigilation with them. Invigilation is just, I guess in the US we would say proctoring an exam, proctoring an assessment. So, but British speak, it's invigilation. So basically you're just making sure no one's cheating. If anyone has a problem, you're there to assist them, walk them to the toilet, that kind of thing. So that's what I'll be doing during that lesson with the students. And so typically that's what I use this column for, careers. And then all of this other space here, and here, although I usually don't use this space, I use for notes for myself. So for example, our grade deadline has just come out for this term. The grades are all due on the 29th of November. So I just put that sticker there to remind myself. I'll move it to the next week. So I am working on finishing up the grades. Here I have an assessment for bio. Actually, year 7s are done. So I just have to input the grades. And then I also have a homeroom, or we call them form rooms, because we are short teachers. So as a career counselor, I should not be having a form because I need to use that time, it's period 1, to assist students who need help. But because we're short staffed with COVID and social distancing and all of that stuff, I needed to take the overflow students and be their form tutor. So I also have to do the form reports, which is basically a bit longer than just inputting grades, because I have to say the things that they've done for the term and write some comments about how wonderful all the students are, which actually they're year 13, so of course they're great. No problems at all, none. And then the days of the week here, I usually use for reminders and things for myself of like what's happening during that particular day. So Tuesdays in secondary school, we have every Tuesday is an assembly. So Tuesday the 16th is the prefect assembly. That is our prefect body of students. Those are student leaders, year 13s. They're running the assembly. Thursday, I also have an invigilation for resit exams. So British curriculum, they do national exams, and so typically those are done in June. But if the grades are not where students want them to be, they can do what they call a resit, and that's typically in October and November. So we have minimal number of students doing it, and so we also have to invigilate those exams. So I do have an invigilation on Thursday, period 4. I also am doing a CPD presentation. CPD is something to do with professional development. I don't know what the C stands for, but PD is professional development. And so I and the other career counselors are doing the CPD this half term on how to write references, subject references for the different universities that our students apply to. So we're doing that at I think 5 o'clock on Thursday. On Zoom, so I have to remember to get my part together, and then this other thing won't be happening. Normally, each one of the counselors, we take a day after school to give extra time to students who are doing applications, and so mine is Thursday, but because I have the CPD, that will be in conflict, so that will be canceled. I have to wipe that out, and then, so just other presentations and things like that. So that is how I am doing my, my what? So that is how I am setting up my planner, my teacher planner. I've tried some different iterations, different ways of organizing, and this one just seems to be working out for me right now. Not to say this can't change, but right now this is what's working for me. So the next thing that I want to do is talk about how I do the Post-it note thing, and then that'll be it. So let's get into how I type and print out the Post-it notes. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to explain, but I'll just show you some bits and pieces that I have. Okay, so I am going to unzoom so you can kind of see both things that I'm going to show you. All right, so here's the planner. Just leave that there. Or actually, let me put it this way because you don't actually need to see the days of the week. My front-facing camera can block that. And let me start by showing you these bits, which I've actually already done all the planning that I normally do for the week. And so you'll see that these all look like my Post-it notes, which, okay, that makes sense. So basically what do? I use my numbers program, which is the Mac software, but you could use Excel. And what I've done is I've set the cells up to be the width of the double box size in the Erin Condren Planner. This does take a little bit of fiddling, so I did measurements and then I set up my cells and then I printed them out and cut them and see if it worked and if I had to increase or decrease the size of the cell. So it does take a little bit of finagling to set up the actual spreadsheet portion at the beginning. But once you've done that, you can always so I just keep one sheet for every week. And so I just copy paste. So the setup is already there. And then I just change the text that's inside the cells each week as necessary. Okay, so what I do is I usually over the weekend, I spend about maybe an hour or an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, doing my lesson plans and getting all the things, the bits and pieces that I need for the lesson plans. I didn't quite finish that yet. As you can see, there's some red things written on here, but I'll talk about that in a minute. So I just type in what I'm going to do for my different lessons into the appropriate boxes. So this is year 9, year 8 chemistry, my year 8 bio, and then this is all the year 7 stuff. So my 3 year 7 bios and my year 7 physics. And then once I've typed in everything that I'm going to do, I don't type in all those long lesson plans with the objective and the materials and all of that stuff. Okay, I've been teaching for over 20 years and I've been at this school for 10 years. So I feel like I don't really need to do all of that and it's not required of me. So this is just an outline for me to kind of know what I'm doing and what I need to grab in order to teach the class. So Anyway, so I type in my plans and I print them out just like this. Obviously the red stuff is not there, so I print them out. So then I would have this. And then what I do is I take my Post-it notes according to the color that I'm using, and I put them on top of the squares. So I have to trim them because they're a little bit bigger. I'm using 2x2s. 2x2 Post-it notes. I wish they had like something that was rectangular like this, that came in different colors. They do have a rectangular one, but it's only in the yellow, I think. So I have to use 2 squares, 2x2 squares, and that size is a little bit bigger than what is necessary for the space. So I just use a little paper cutter, a little craft paper cutter. That takes literally like a minute to trim them all down and put them on in the correct places. And then I just stick the paper back in my printer like this and print it again. And bloop, it comes out with the Post-it notes now printed with the stuff. And then I just take them and stick them in the book. So basically that's how I get my lesson plans printed on my Post-it notes. And nicely looking like this in my lesson planner. Then what I do on my my printed pages, so nothing is ever wasted. Let me zoom in so you can kind of see what I've written, and then I'll explain a little bit more. Okay, so so typically what I do is I want to make sure before I start school on Monday that I have all my handouts, all my whatevers, videos that I'm making, etc., ready to go before school starts. Because during the week, I spend every moment doing school stuff. I do not carry things home. I just have decided, nope, for my own self-care / mental health, I am not bringing things home. The only thing I bring home are assessments if I don't finish marking them in school. Especially longer assessments. Those might take me a little time, so I'm usually that's it. I do not carry grading of any kind. It gets done in school. So I use every available second of the day. So all my free lessons, I'm working. If students are doing assessments during that lesson, I am marking their books or something. So there's no like time where I'm actually like relaxing during the school day. That is for after school. So over the weekend when I'm doing my lesson planning, that 2-hour time period, I'm doing all the stuff that I need to do to ensure that I have everything ready for Monday through Friday. So this week I have, so for my year 9s, because they're starting the biology IGCSE syllabus, the way that I'm doing it for them, because the classroom I'm in is actually a hall and it's not very conducive to actual teaching. So what I have done is I have created videos, lecture videos, to do the teaching of the notes. And so I shoot the videos, I edit them, I post them on a Google site and upload them to YouTube so the students can access them. And I also provide them with guided notes. So that's their homework. So usually I assign, depending on the length of the videos, maybe 3 videos for homework a day. And I see them twice a week. So unless there's a test, they have lecture notes that they have to make. So for this week, I've already shot the 3.1.4 and 5. I've edited them. I think I posted them already, but I haven't done the guided notes, so I just have to make those. And I do that by just watching the video quickly and, doing the important bits that I know are there. These other videos I have not yet shot, so I need to do all of that. And I've already done the slides for this. So it's just shooting the video, doing the teaching portion, and that doesn't take very long. The editing I've got down to a science, so that goes by really fast. For chemistry, I have to get the lab tech to set up the demos for me, and then these are just some handouts that I need to make. The ticks here, the checks are stuff that I've already done. And so yeah, so almost all of year 7 is done. I am doing a Doodly video for an introduction to force. There are some on YouTube, but either the English is very accented. I mean, some of them are really good, especially the ones that come out of India. But and I'm very good with accents. But if I'm struggling with getting the accent, then I know my students who are like 11 and 12 will really struggle. So sometimes I just make my own. I have Doodly. So for the younger students, I like to do Doodly. So I need to finish that. It's done. I just have to do the narration. And then we're starting nutrition in the biology section, and I just need to take some pictures of labels, of nutrition labels, so they understand what the nutrition label is saying as the introduction to that topic. So that's what I have left to do, and that's how I do my lesson planning. So during the week, I don't do any lesson planning. That I just do over the weekend. Usually it just takes a couple hours to get everything done, sometimes a little bit more. And if that's the case, that's okay, but I usually try to do it on a Saturday morning, or, you know, if I'm busy, then Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. Just so that way I know it's finished. Monday morning I go in, I print all my handouts out for the week, so then I'm ready to go. I don't like to feel like something is not done. It just kind of throws me off. It's just kind of my personality. Let's be ready for the whole week. So that is my lesson planning. That's how I do my lesson planning. And so hopefully that has been helpful to you. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. If you do something similar or do it a different way, I would love to hear how you do your lesson planning as a secondary teacher. And so I hope you guys have a really great week, and hopefully I'll be back with another video really soon.